Koi Fish Feeding Guide. Learn how to feed pond koi correctly, pay attention to the season. Feeding pond koi needs to be learned carefully, because it depending on the current water temperature, the feeding must be adapted to the metabolism of the koi. With the right feeding, you can make a valuable contribution to the health of your koi. Food for the whole year. Depending on the shape, one can distinguish 3 different main types of feed for year-round feed. Pellet feed is mostly available for koi. It usually contains higher levels of fat and protein. Pellets provide a lot of energy and important nutrients, but they also pollute the water more, therefore, powerful filtering is important. High-quality pond sticks are generally suitable for all pond species and especially for natural ponds. When fed, it is important that the koi have other food sources available. In the natural pond, for example, you will also find insect larvae and algae. Flake food is particularly recommended for young and very small koi, because they also fit into small mouths. Here too, however, less is often more. Flakes that are not eaten immediately pollute the water and also quickly lose valuable vitamins. Special feed according to the season. Every season has its special requirements, therefore there is special food for every season. But you can also make it easy for yourself and mix the winter and summer feed proportionally depending on the water temperature. This has the advantage that, even as the owner of smaller ponds, you can always feed from fresh feed packs and do not have to store large leftovers after the season. Spring feed. In spring, the freshness of the feed is crucial for a good supply of vitamins and high-quality nutrients after a long period of hunger. Therefore, you should definitely not use the old winter food at the start of the season. A freshly opened, originally packaged food bag guarantees optimal care. In spring it can be wheatgerm food that contains a lot of easily digestible carbohydrates and a maximum of 32% protein. You can add vitamins once a week. This is particularly recommended if the food bag has been open for a few weeks. A multivitamin preparation with vitamins A, D, E and C is just right. If the water temperatures rise above 14 degrees Celsius, you can slowly start adding summer food. Summer food. If there are small and still growing koi in the pond, you can use a protein-rich growth food with 42 to 45% protein. Older koi from the 3rd year onwards are adequately supplied with 38 to 42% crude protein. Summer food should not contain more than 6 to 8% raw fat due to the limited shelf life with high fat contents. The higher quality the proteins, the better the growth. Food that also contains micronutrients can be better utilized by your koi. This of course also reduces the amount of excreted substances. Less nitrate and phosphate automatically means less algae growth. Autumn food. If the water temperatures slowly drop in autumn, it is time to think about autumn conditioning. Below 20 degrees Celsius to around 16 degrees Celsius, 70% summer food and 30% winter food can be mixed. The winter food can then also be a little richer in fat, i.e. contain 8 to 10% fat. If you want to make it easier for yourself, you can use koi oil to increase the content of the lean wheatgerm winter food to 10%. But please check beforehand how high the fat percentage is. Between 16 and 12 degrees Celsius you can continuously increase the proportion of winter food until it is below 12 degrees Celsius. Only pure winter food is available. Leftovers from winter food can be frozen very easily and thus extend the shelf life. Winter food. For the cold seasonaire for koi wheat germ feed, English, wheat germ, on the market. They contain fewer calories due to the low fat content. Instead, they provide easily digestible nutrients from the wheat germ. This food variant is particularly suitable for the energy balance of the koi in a cold pond. Since the koi grow less in winter, the protein requirement is lower. Accordingly, winter food contains little of it, the water pollution is kept as low as possible and the energy supply is guaranteed at the same time. This type of feed is therefore also suitable for indoor holdings or newly entering ponds whose biology is not yet efficient. When making your selection, make sure that koi meal is listed first among the protein-supplying ingredients. Feed quantities according to water temperature. When deciding how much to feed, the water quality and temperature are the main factors. If the water quality is poor, the amount of feed should be reduced. From 20 to 26 degrees Celsius you can feed up to 1% of the koi weight of year-round food if there is no natural food in the pond. You can divide this amount into 3 to 5 feedings a day, depending on how time is possible for you. Water warmer than 26 degrees Celsius. If it gets even warmer, you should cut the amount of food in half again from 26 degrees Celsius, otherwise there is a risk of ammonia poisoning. In very high water temperatures, your koi may occasionally fast for a day. From 30 degrees Celsius, there is not enough oxygen in the water, now be sure to cool with fresh water. Water colder than 20 degrees Celsius. If the water temperatures drop below 20 degrees Celsius, you can slowly reduce the amounts and only give 1 to 2 rations a day. Between 16 degrees and 12 degrees Celsius, a light winter food mixed with the remains of the energy-rich summer food would be perfect. Optionally, you can also use a lining that is specially designed for the autumn or spring seasons. Below 12 degrees Celsius there is only winter feed or little year-round feed. Do not feed below 10 degrees Celsius daily, every 2 to 3 days is enough now. In small ponds, the filter system is usually switched off at a water temperature of 8 to 10 degrees. This is the end of the feeding season. If you want to continue feeding, you have to plan more frequent partial water changes. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel. Visit www.grandkoi.com.